the Queen Mother, Emma Kosigati, Your Royal Highnesses Banfa Bengosi, Bobabe Dikulu, Royal Councillors, my colleague, Mr. Speaker, Your Excellency, the Right Honourable Prime Minister, Your Excellency, President of Pan-African Parliament, Chief Fortune Charambira, Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, the Honourable Deputy Prime Minister, Honourable Ministers, Honourable members of both Houses of Parliament, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps and development partners, judges of the Supreme Court, judges of the High Court, as well as judges of the Industrial Court, the Learned Attorney General, Regional Administrator, Hoho Region, Your Graces, the Bishop, the Clerk to Pan-African Parliament, Lindiwe Kumalo, Parliamentary Service Board, the Clerk to Parliament and Parliamentary Service Staff, distinguished guest members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. Your Majesty, it is my high honor and privilege to extend my warm welcome to His Majesty on my behalf and that of my colleague, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, the Honorable Jabulani Mabuza, and all parliamentarians to this, the inauguration of the second session of the 12th Parliament. It is also a great joy and privilege to extend our most sincere welcome to Mhlegazi, the Mother of the Nation, Ngosi. It is my honor to welcome the President of the Pan-African Parliament, His Excellency Chief Fortune Charambira, and his delegation. A special welcome to all those joining us through digital media platforms. Mbangazita, it is always a blessing to gather here on the backdrop of the successful conclusion of Imikhosi Elive and the year-opening National Prayer Service. We continue to observe the ever-increasing numbers of Emaswati year upon year that continue to uphold our national heritage. It was particularly gratifying and humbling to see the very large numbers of Ingaja and Libutho that came from all corners of the country and beyond our borders to participate during the Ingwala national ceremony. It is promising, as you encourage us, Your Majesty, that this heritage will be upheld and transmitted for the benefit of our future generations. The youth is a very important sector of our society, and according to ancient wisdom, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it for our children, from our children, meaning we owe our existence to the next generation. We therefore have to be attentive to our responsibility to judiciously guide the process of preparing leaders of tomorrow and create the necessary environment for nurturing cohesive future generations. In our context as a country, the youth can only be great leaders if they engage in critical activities that represent what is intrinsically us as Emaswati. Our large population of young people, which is in fact a global phenomenon, represents immense seed capital for positive economic transformation. However, this will require us to embrace the innovative strategies that align with His Majesty's vision for first world status for Eswatini. I firmly believe that as a nation we are equal to the challenge and we can take a lead from other nations that have successfully attained economic modernization. Embracing a youth-driven economy will promote sustainable development and reduce the challenges associated with mental health in the youth, which is an increasing cause for youth suicide. Your Majesty, we have also to acknowledge and appreciate the plentiful rains that we have received. In that same vein, we can no longer continue to bury our heads in the sand when it comes to natural phenomena like climate change. In actual fact, climate change is no longer a rare occurrence, but it is rather a disturbing part of our day-to-day existence. We extend words of comfort to all the families and households that were affected by the violent storms that we experienced recently. We are equally humbled and encouraged by the outpouring of kindness and support that was demonstrated when Emaswati came out from across the nation and supported in different ways all those that were affected by the storms. We cannot forget to commend the National Disaster Management Agency and NDMA for its visibility during this trying time. We saw them all over the country offering much needed assistance where possible. Siyabonga ngangwe wenawapagati. Parliament in both chambers, realizing the sensitivity of climate change, has also established climate change sessional committees to deal with the intricate factors associated with climate change with a view to finding sustainable solutions. Parliament will vigorously support the Kingdom in establishing climate-friendly projects and growing a green economy. Lwandle Lukhulu, as Parliament, we stand against the scourge that is gender-based violence in all its forms. Maswati lamahle, asingadlani sicedzane sodwa. Rather, let us uphold our fundamental human values, which are love, peace, respect, tolerance, and unity. Hlangalwezwe, when you inaugurated the first session of the 12th Parliament, you urged us to establish a collaborative partnership with other branches of government and enhance service delivery to the nation with the highest level of efficiency and speed. This collaboration is in line with the Ngwe Declaration. On that note, Your Majesty, I'm happy to report that Parliament upholds a harmonious relationship with other arms of government. We continue to pass bills and adopt subordinate legislation tabled in the chambers with great effectiveness and efficiency. Further to that, Parliament, working through the committees, continue to work diligently in executing its mandate. I would also like to report that Parliament of the Kingdom of Eswatini continues to maintain a global footprint through the regional and international entities that we are affiliated to. We will also recall that in our recent national elections, 2023, we witnessed an increase in the membership of women in Parliament as a result of your unwavering commitment towards gender equity. In that vein, it gives me pleasure to report that Women's Parliamentary Caucus, comprising all the female members of Parliament in both chambers, has moved with speed out of the blocks to develop and successfully launch its strategic plan for this parliamentary term. Your Majesty, it is also befitting to report that Parliament continued to implement its strategic plan, which seeks, among other things, to take Parliament to the people. It was encouraging and gratifying to see members of Parliament taking Parliament to the people in the different communities. Parliament, working with the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, was also able to engage in a self-assessment exercise against the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association recommended benchmarks for democratic parliaments. This was a very inclusive process that involved a great majority of our stakeholders. Bangazita, in conclusion, and most importantly, I wish to reflect on how you have been relentless in encouraging us to seek, to honor, and to trust God. Truly, our success as a nation and individually is tied to our obedience and total commitment to God, who is the only reliable compass. You continue to remind us that we are a blessed nation. As we begin this year and session of Parliament, it is incumbent on us to heed your wise counsel. This requires a total reprogramming of our mindset so that we embrace our God-inspired patriotism. Without a shadow of doubt, we need to continuously love and pray for our country, because we cannot succeed if our country does not succeed. Lwandle Lukhulu, we believe this is a year of promising, a year that has full of promises, as you have divinely declared during the prayer service, that in 2025, we shall walk gallantly into the promised land. Gwenyama nduna yamaswati. Iparlamente yakho nawe kunene engithumile ukuthi ngethule sipho setinkomo letisiphohlongo letisihlanu dayo imbube yemhlaba bese kuthi letintathu dayo indlovu yemhlaba. Your Majesty, with these few remarks, it is now my singular honor and privilege to invite His Majesty to address this joint sitting of Parliament and the nation to inaugurate the second session of the 12th Parliament. Ngekuthi thoba lokukhulu hlangalwezwe ndawucela imbube yemhlaba uthi iphefumulele iParliamente, iphefumulele live, iphefumulele umhlaba kulesicephu sesibili kuyo iParliamente yelishumi nakubili. Bayithe wena maphakathi Nkosi Ndlovukazi Mhlekazi.